Hey everybody, and welcome back to Crafting Made Easy. If you're interested to see how I did this phone grip cover and this badge reel cover, stand by. Items that you'll need for this project will include an mold. So for this one, I'll be using Angel Wings mold for the phone grip covers, and I will be using some imitation gold leaf flakes as well as some roses. So some rose petals. These are actual dead rose petals that I had from a rose bouquet, and then of course they died, so I will be reusing these. You can purchase petals from like Amazon. I'm not sure if any of like the craft stores have them, but I know you can purchase some off of Amazon, or you can go to like a flower shop or so forth. Or if you have some arrangements that are about to die, then you can use those as well. Then I'll be trying something out first time, so I don't know how it will turn out, but I will be using instant dry milk, non-fat dry milk. I don't know if they have a fat dry milk, but that's the one I'll be using. So I have just a little bit of that. And what else will you need for this project? I said epoxy. I think I said epoxy. And of course you'll need gloves, something to stir your epoxy, a well-ventilated area just in case you are allergic to any of the epoxy. And of course the epoxy that you use may give off fumes. This epoxy that I'm using is Resin Rockers, and it is 100% VOC free and low odor, but I'm still using precaution with windows behind me. Other than that, oh, and you'll need some alcohol. So I'll be using some alcohol spray. I have 91% alcohol here, and that's just to get rid of some of the bubbles. I believe that is all that I'll be using for this particular project. If there is anything that I am missing, I'll be sure to put it down in the description box below. All right, now that we have that out of the way, let's get started. Okay, so I already mixed up my epoxy. I mixed up 30 mLs. It's probably too much for these little, I'm about to say something else, but you can't say that, so I have to stop myself. Phone grip hold covers. So, because these are really thin and really little, so it probably will be too much for that, but if it is, I'll just use it for a different project. Make sure that your mold is clear from any type of lint, any type of hair or whatever you may have in your crafting area. Just make sure your mold is free of that, because anything that you pour onto the epoxy, it'll kind of be stuck there. So just make sure you look over your mold there. I did use alcohol inks with this mold before, and it kind of stained the mold, if you can see there. But when I wiped it out with alcohol, the stain did not come off onto the alcohol wipe, so it won't interfere with my current project. But I do want to let you know, if you do end up purchasing the Angel Wings mold, it may stain if you're using alcohol inks directly onto it, because I just ended up dropping drops of alcohol onto it and then pouring my epoxy that way. So if you end up doing a project similar, just beware that the alcohol may stain your mold. However, the mold is still intact, and I am still able to use it for a next creation. It looks like I got some twine or something on here that I was using for another project, so I'm just trying to make sure that's all cleaned up. So what I'm going to do is just take little pieces of the rose, and like I said, this mold is really thin, so I don't need a lot in there. So I'm actually going to do 2 of them. I'm just going to plop that right there, and it's sticking up, but I'm just going to pour the epoxy directly onto the rose petal, and then it's going to lay it down. And then you're going to make sure that your petal, if you're using petals, anything that you're using, whether it's not alcohol ink, whether it's gold, excuse me, if it's gold flakes or anything, just make sure it is covered. Otherwise it will pop out. And once your epoxy settles, sometimes the object that you put inside the epoxy can rise to the top. So you just want to make sure that it is settled into your epoxy before you kind of step away from it. Next, I'm just going to take a little bit of this milk and just drop it. I think I might put a little bit more. Drop it into a measuring cup. And I'm going to just pour some epoxy on top. And then use my stir stick and just stir the milk up. And this gives it kind of like a textured, creamy look. And you want to make sure you kind of stir it up to where the bumps or lumps and stuff is out of it. So just kind of stir, stir, stir. And I see I'm going to have to babysit these roses because they are trying to pop up. Pour that onto this flour here. And I'm going to pour a little clear next to it. It. The next step is the longest step, which is waiting for it to cure up. And this epoxy can cure up or set in about 10 to 12 hours, but they recommend waiting 24 hours. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to wait the 24 hours until this sets up, and then I will be back. All right, y'all, so it has been 24 hours and they are ready. Now, I did look at these earlier. I think I want to say maybe 12 hours into it, or maybe 10, and they were still a little soft. So this epoxy definitely takes 24 hours to cure. But they are done now. They're not soft, they're not moving. This is what the one with the milk looks like. I really, really like this one. It looks like it could be like a butterfly or something like that. I really like that one. This one here. Now this does have some micro bubbles. And I did go over, as you can see, I went over a little bit, so I'll have to clean that up. But it does have like a clear finish, and not a clear, a shiny finish, I'm sorry. And it has the dome effect, so it's not flat. Like this side is very flat. This one has like a little concave, if you can see it. Okay. And then this one with the milk and the flakes. And this one needs to get cleaned up too. And then this one with the flour. I really like the flour ones. They really came out really nice. Now the only thing is the flour. It did pop up a little bit. I'm not sure if you can see that, but right there you go. It did pop out of the epoxy. And I actually like that. It gives it like a 3D effect. But if you don't necessarily like that, you can always put more epoxy on top of it. You can break this off, like shave it off, sand it down, put more epoxy over top of it, or you can use UV resin over top of it to kind of give it a more flattened finish. But if you don't mind the little pieces popping up, which I honestly do not mind the little flour pieces popping up, it's covered in epoxy. Like if you can see it, it's hard, so it's covered in epoxy, but it's just sticking up in the epoxy. But it is covered in epoxy, so it's not like the flower is still not covered or anything like that. I'm just going to take my X-Acto knife. So if you have any epoxy that's spilled over, just take your X-Acto knife and just clean the sides. Like that. And just it should just pop off. You shouldn't really have to work it too hard to clean it up. But now the milk, it just gave it like a dispersed look, maybe like snow. It kind of looks more like a snow look. You can see that it looks more like snow or something. It gives it more texture, like a texture look than anything. I'm trying to get like a, of course I don't have a blank piece of paper so you can like really see it, but it gives it more like a textured kind of look. So I kind of like the milk. I just kind of decided to do the milk. I don't know if I've seen it anywhere. I know they do milk bath tumblers and stuff like that, but and that's sometimes they use breast milk. So, but look, I don't have any breast milk, so I decided to use milk, powdered milk, and just saw what it would do. So it gives it kind of like a dispersed look. You can see it a little bit better with that. I kind of like it. So I'll probably use it in different projects. Like, it looks like snow. I don't know. Y'all let me know what y'all think down there in the comments about the powdered milk. Like, have you ever used powdered milk in any of your projects? If you have, what did it look like? And if you wanted to show off what you did with the powdered milk in any of your projects, you can always post it in my Facebook group, which is Crafted Made Easy. It is spelled the same way as this YouTube page. Just go to Facebook and just type in Crafted Made Easy, and you'll be able to join once you answer the 3 questions. And I will go ahead and just add you to our group, and you can show off all your wonderful crafts and any type of suggestions or anything you kind of want in there, as long as it's craft related and respectable. So far we don't have any issues or anything like that. I'm going to start putting polls in there and posting videos early for my followers in that group, so they can just get a little heads up on things, and then they can kind of suggest what the next video is. So if you want to be a part of that, you can go ahead and like I said, go on Facebook, search for Crafted Made Easy. And yeah, so also I'm thinking about doing a Instagram page for this channel, but I'm not too sure yet. So because I have a lot of Instagram pages, one for my business, Up at Midnight Custom Designs, and then I have my personal one, and then I have another one is my gaming channel, which is Sweet and Spicy Sims. So if you're into Sims gameplay, go ahead and check me out there. Little tiny plug. But I'm not sure if I'm going to do an Instagram page for this channel, but if I do, I will definitely post it down in the description box once that has been made and made public to everyone. All right, well, all of that said, let's just start the project. I cleaned up all of the discs. So the next thing you're going to do is you're going to get a foam grip. So you can purchase foam grips from Amazon. I purchased this from, I believe, Alibaba a long time ago. Some other craft pages that sell like glitter and other things, some of them do sell this, but because they were listed as something else, they had to take them off of their page. So it's kind of far and few in between that you'll find it on different craft pages, you know, the ones that sell glitter and stuff like that. But you can possibly find these on Etsy also. So I believe I have a store that I shop from on Etsy that actually sells these. So I'll put it down in the description box below so you can go ahead and check it out for yourself. But yeah, I purchased these a long time ago from Alibaba, and I'm not even sure what link I used to purchase these, but I'll put the Etsy page where you can get them from down there in the description box. I do not have any white ones. I wish I did, because it would look a little bit better with the ones that I made, but all I have is the black, and then I have a pink one, so that really doesn't quite go. And then I have the sublimation ones, and that really wouldn't go either, but we'll just use this black one for right now, and that's fine. So I'm going to use this one because I really like how this turned out. And all you do, like what I did with the other video, I'll put a card up here just in case you did not see that. I'll just add a little UV resin to the back of this. And I forgot to mention in the beginning that you will need foam grips and UV resin. I didn't have it in front of me, so I kind of forgot that you would use that. I'm just using one of these spoons that I got with some molds, and I'm just spreading the UV resin around. You just plop it onto your the back of your foam grip. Now you can use E6000, or you can use any other adhesive. I wouldn't use hot glue because it can be kind of bulky, but I would use maybe like E6000 or Gorilla Glue or any type of glue like that to adhere it to there. With those other glues, you have to kind of let it sit in position for like up to 12 hours so it can seal. But with UV resin, you get a quicker seal after you put it in the sun or you put it underneath a UV lamp. So follow the directions on your UV bottle. This one I'm using is Resin Rockers, and it says 30 to 60 minutes. Is it 30 to 60? Yeah, 30 to 60 minutes of time in the UV lamp. And just make sure you have everything lined up, because once it's stuck, it's kind of hard to get it off. I will be using this UV box, this UV lamp box that I purchased from Amazon. I'll have that in the description box below. You can always use a UV lamp that they use at the nail salon to cure your item, but I wanted to use this box since I purchased it, so that's what we're going to use. All right, so I'm just going to go ahead and sit that in there for the recommended time, and that's cooking. So I did pull out this badge holder reel, and I was thinking maybe you can put it on here and then it'll look like that. So let's see how this will look on a badge reel. Like, is it too big? Will it be too bulky? So I'm just gonna put it on there and see. So I purchased these badge reels from Amazon. I will put the link in the description box below. And I'm just again spreading a little UV resin around onto the badge reel. And I'm just gonna pop that right on there. Now if you had a white badge reel or even a clear badge reel, that will look really cute too. And I'm going to stick that underneath the UV lamp, and I'll be right back. All right, so they are fresh out of the UV lamp, and this is what it looks like. Very cute, thin, not too thick like the other ones. And that's it. I really like that flower. And I think it looks good with the black. I would have liked to see what it looked like with the white, but it looks good with the black. And if you wanted to, you could just put a little UV resin around the sides just to give it a little bit more of a dome effect, but I like it the way it is right there. And then this is what it looks like on the badge holder. So that's not too bad. It's not, I mean, it's big, but it will be like any other type of embellishment. If you put beads around it, or like a button or a cabochon or anything like that, it will probably be like the same size. So that still kind of works out. And if you wanted to, you could put someone's name across it and just put a little UV resin or epoxy over top of the name to kind of protect it. But that's what it looks like with the badge reel. So you can use it in different ways. So you can use it as a phone grip and you can use it as a badge holder. So that's it, y'all. Let's let me know what y'all felt about this project. If y'all liked it, if you decide to go ahead and try it out for yourself, if you decide to put it in your store. Like I said, let me go ahead and see it. Put it in the Crafting Made Easy Facebook group. And just let me know if you tried the milk. With the milk, any projects with the dry milk, let me see how that turned out, because I would just love to see what effect or how you felt about the milk. Like I said, I like it. It looks like snow, so I like it a lot. But anyway, y'all, that is the project. If you are not subscribed to my channel, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button along with the notification bell to be notified when I drop new videos. And if you ended up liking this video, just go ahead and hit that thumbs up button. It will help me get in the algorithm. And if you know anyone who loves crafting and loves new ideas, go ahead and hit that share button as well. Until next time, y'all, peace.